Hello fellow travelers and friends old and new, Ben here with Ben's Travel Tips. Today's video is going to be on packing tips. I get a lot of people asking me how I pack and what I bring, especially since I'm going on trips that are longer than 30 days. Well, what I can tell you is if you think you need it, you probably don't. And the biggest piece of advice I could give you is keeping it light. Imagine, walking around. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. So imagine you're walking around Europe and taking trains and things. And are you going to be wanting to drag a 50-pound suitcase everywhere? I don't think so. The best way to go is a backpack and keeping that backpack light. Next, I'm going to show you, I'm going on a trip to Singapore here in the next couple of weeks, and I have my pack unpacked right now so you can see the items that I'm going to take and how I pack and which methods I use, roll versus fold method. I use packing cubes, which is really important, and a couple of other tips. So I'll be right back here, and I'll take you into the other room, and I'll show you what we got going on. Okay, here I am in my room, and what I want to do is I want to show you the items that I'm packing for an extended trip. Don't mind my cat. He likes to help you pack, and he's scratching on the door right now because he's a good helper, but he's going to have to stay out for this video. Okay, I'm back. So you're just going to get my voice for the time being because I want to show you the items that I'm taking. So I'm going on, my trip is going to be almost 3 months. And this is all I'm taking for 3 months. So these are the bare necessities. So I always choose the backpack. This backpack here that basically unzips and it's almost like a soft suitcase, but it's the size of a carry-on. And that's really important because number one, it's going to be more cost effective. You're not going to have to check it. And number two, it limits the amount of stuff that you can't take that you don't want to be dragging around. So one of the hot tips that I could give you is the use of these little bags here, these travel bags. So what I always do is do 7 days worth of clothes. So I use footy socks because they're space savers, and I also use the roll method. So you'll notice that I roll my clothes, and I'll tell you why here in a bit. So I have 7 days worth of socks and underwear, and I have my swimsuit here in this, and then I have this other cube here. And this is basically 7 days worth of shirts. And I have one nice shirt in case I want to go to a play or something, so I'm not, just dressed out in shorts and a t-shirt all the time. The other thing that's a real essential, especially if you're staying in a hostel, is you always want to bring some flip-flops. You got to protect your feet. You want to make sure you wear these in the shower. Another item here that I have is a day pack. So I don't want to drag this big backpack around, so I want to leave this locked up in the hostel. I want to bring a little day pack that I could put my bottle of water in and a map or whatever else I want to carry, maybe some snacks. And that's going to really help me with keeping it light and easy for the day. And that bag is actually small enough to pack inside of here empty, so you're basically you're not adding a lot of weight. The other thing that I want to show you is this is the packing cube for my essentials. Some of the essentials that are definitely nice to bring is your hand sanitizer. I always get these travel size things because remember, you can always go to a store. You're not, unless you're going to Antarctica or something where you can't get something, you can just use these little travel sizes. So I got my hair products here, and notice that I have the lid here. You open up the lid and you put your cellophane in there because basically while on the airplane this stuff expands and then blows up all over your stuff. So just take the lid off and cover it with saran wrap and put the lid back on. I do that with my shampoo as well. It'll save you a heartache for having to go to the laundromat right away. And then I have my little pill box Another thing I like to do is take some deep woods off, but I don't want to, have the big can rattling around, so you can get these little wipes instead. I have some lotion, some things, for cleaning. This little fan, if you're somewhere that's hot, this little fan, boy, it's worth $1 million when you're trying to sleep. Not only that, this thing doubles as a battery charger for your phone. And of course your phone cord, and then depending on where you're going, this one looks like a Australian version. You want to have your adapter. So the adapters in all the different countries are different. This one's an adapter for Australia, and I'm going to Southeast Asia, so the adapter for that is actually a double prong that I'll have to pack up. The other thing I like to do is bring my lock, and instead of carrying a key with me, get one that's a combination, so you can lock up your backpack at the hostel or wherever you're at. And then this one is just another type where you can basically, it's a cable that pulls out, and you can put it through the zippers and stuff if you want to be a little bit more secure, and then it locks in, and it's a combo also. So basically, a lock only keeps an honest man honest. So you got to do what you got to do. So another important aspect is your passport. In here I've got my earbuds. The other nice thing to have, speaking of earbuds, is earplugs, because if you're staying in a hostel or someplace with multiple people, you definitely want to, and people are being noisy or talking and you need some sleep, these are definitely an essential. This is just my manicure kit, and so the last thing that I keep is these bags. So I definitely bring these bags. Number one, they're good for your dirty laundry, so you're not stinking up your good clothes with your dirty clothes. And I bring a couple of gallon bags, because let's say I go swimming or something and I don't have time to dry it before I have to get on a train or something. I put that in there so you don't spoil your whole bag. Also, I keep a couple of these guys because I put my liquids and stuff inside of these, and it's always nice to have an extra bag just in case you find some rocks or something that you want to bring back as a souvenir. So what I'm going to do next is, so this doesn't seem like a lot, right, for 90 days. The other thing I have is my jeans and maybe a heavy sweatshirt, depending on where you're going. Don't pack these. Wear these on the airplane. It'll save you a lot of room inside your backpack, and basically you'll have one pair of jeans and a heavy shirt just in case you get into a cool day. So I'm going to pack these all up, and I'm going to put these into the backpack, and then I got a little scale that I'm going to weigh it up, and we're going to see where we're at and see what I'm going to be dragging around all over Southeast Asia. So I'll be right back with you. I'm back, and I've got my bag packed up. Basically, I put all my organizers in there with my clothes and the essentials that you saw that were my meds and, my shampoo and stuff like that. And I even had some room to go. So basically, this bag is the size of a carry-on bag that can go into the overhead bin. And two reasons why I like to take all my clothes in a bag is in a travel size bag is, number one, they never lose your luggage that way, and number two, you never have to pay for luggage fees. So a lot of times you get free luggage going on an international flight from the U.S., but when you get to your destination, that's not always the case. So, for example, last time I took TAP Portugal, they charged me $80 to check my bag, and that's a lot of money when you're trying to stretch out your money for 3 months. So anyway, I've got everything that you saw on my bed. That's what I'm taking for those 90 days, and now I'm going to put my luggage scale on, and we're going to see how much did I weigh. So we'll let it tear here. Okay, we're at 0, and this is what I'm going to be carrying around. 17.19 pounds. So, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're walking all over the world, it gets kind of heavy. So, imagine if you wanted to take like 5 pairs of shoes and all this extra stuff that you really don't need. You're going to have 30-40 pounds on your back, and that's just not feasible. So definitely take it from me, the lighter the better. And if you think you need it, you really probably don't, unless it's like essentials like medication and stuff. Just take around 7 days, and then you can always go to the laundromats. Alright, now you saw that I had 17 pounds worth of personal items that I'm going to be taking with me. That may sound like it's light, but believe me, when you're walking for miles, it starts to weigh on you. So if I could give you one piece of advice, it's take as little as possible. You got to remember that every place that you're probably going is going to have a store, and they're going to have things that you can pick up. You know, and every place that you're going to go more than likely is going to have a place to do your laundry, unless of course you're going to some remote parts of Africa or in the Arctic or Antarctic, things like that. That might be a little bit more difficult, but basically, you know, the stuff is accessible. So just bring the bare necessities that you need, that you don't have to carry all over the place. You'll thank me later, believe me, when you decide that you didn't really need those 5 pairs of shoes after all. So if these tips were helpful to you, please go ahead and like and subscribe on this video. I'd be happy to answer any questions down in the comments below. And I hope to see you on the next one. Have a great day.